recently I was in a business meeting and we're talking about products and selling products. And someone made a comment, which I found very useful, about the fact that people buy based on trust. Who have they known you to be? And that's what they buy as opposed to just what you're selling. And someone else asked the question, he said, so what would you consider as the trust framework around which people actually make their decisions? So here are the things that I said to them, and I think it's good for you to hear them. The first thing I said was visibility and presence. People cannot trust you until they can see you to trust. People need to see your actions. People need to hear your voice. People need to see what you're doing to determine if you're trustworthy. You cannot ask people to trust you in isolation from your actions. You cannot ask people to trust you in isolation from what they observe. Now, part of the reason why many people are not able to sell based on trust is because they are not present. They don't make themselves actively engaged in the areas of visibility. Now, the second thing I said to them is growth, transformation, and tangibility of process. Now, this is the second pillar in the framework. Now, it's not just what they see, but the question is there a journey in your growth? Is there an articulation of your growth and your process? People need to be able to observe over a period of time how far you have come. Now, the integrity of your process and the growth that is observed in your process determines whether or not you can be trusted with what you are selling or what they're handing over to you. Now, the third thing is articulation of process. So it's not just the fact that you are visible, but are you articulating in the form of lessons learned, in the form of wisdom acquired? Your ability to articulate your process can also determine whether or not people can trust you, because they can tell that you are not just a person going through a thing, or you're not just an organization going through a season, or you're an organization learning and growing and able to communicate your growth and your learning in the form of effective articulation. Now, the fourth thing that I said is relevance with context to culture, generation, times, and seasons. Now, people will trust you depending on how relevant you are to the current state of life. It is what it is. So you may have an experience, or you may have attained a certain knowledge or growth that is not relevant in light of the context of the culture of the people you're trying to get to buy into your vision, then that growth is irrelevant. So question is, how relevant are you to the current culture, the current generation or time or season of those who you're trying to attract? Now, the fifth thing is profitability. Can they see any kind of profit in the person that you are or in what you're selling? If people cannot see a form of profiting in your life by reason of the things you've done and the things you have achieved, they're not going to buy into you or buy into what you're selling. At the end of the day, the bottom line is profit margins. So people need to see how all of this, your rebranding strategy and your speech making, your visibility, how is it going to bring them profit if they were to buy into what you're selling or what you're saying? And of course, the last thing is desired lifestyle. Does it present a desired lifestyle in terms of how you're communicating and in terms of what you're selling? Are you also selling a lifestyle? Because you see, the world has shifted from just what is good, but people are now what is good based on who I am. Life is all about stories right now. Life is all about telling your journey. So what you're selling, does it also sell a desired lifestyle or profiting based on lifestyle, not just based on your service that you're given? So I hope this has been useful to you. This is just a framework you can use in determining if you are a person that people is going to buy into based on the trust framework. All right, take care.